What's up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with more T-Mobile Bianchi here on PCM 2020, and coming off a very nice episode in the last one. Make sure you go and check that out if you missed it. But today we have Paris-Roubaix to kick things off. So quickly heading to the calendar, we have Paris-Roubaix, Brabantse Pijl, not sure if we'll play that, but we also have the Ardennes Classics as well, so not sure how we're going to split this episode. I may try and include them all in this episode. I'm not actually sure at this stage. We'll see. I guess you guys will know that better than me. But looking at our team for the race, we are led by Jonas Rutsch, who came so close to winning the Tour of Flanders in the previous episode. We also have Johan Jacobs and Gianni Moscon as kind of his support riders and maybe leaders as well, depending how their race form goes. But also here in France, we have Bissegger, Barbato, Cher and Giga Horvat. And the favourite for this one has to be Wout van Aert. But if we take a look at his season so far, he has been the nearly man so often, always on the podium, but he hasn't got that win just yet. Absolutely absurd. Let's see if he can do it today. Yeah, so this is going to be very difficult because our race days are shocking, absolutely shocking. Rutsch, Jacobs, Moscon, all on minus days. We're not going to win this race, I'm pretty sure of that. So it is a gloomy day here in France for sure. And one thing I do want to do is try to bridge to the current breakaway with maybe Gianni Moscon, because they only have a 2-minute lead or even less than that. So if anyone tries an attack, I think we'll try and follow with Gianni. So the issue is the gap is just too far now, 2 minutes 50 for Moscon to bridge by himself. So I need someone to attack and then I can follow if we're going to make that stick. And already Horvat, Barbato and Cher really struggling with the pace. First puncture, and it is Gianni Moscon. Luckily not one of our riders on, not terrible form, a -3 day. We're talking about -1s and -2s here, but Moscon going to make an effort to try and get back to the front now. Okay, and we did just have a crash in this group, and I know we have some very capable riders, the likes of Yves Lampaert, Godon, Trentin, who went down too. So it seems the guys at the front of this group have really made an effort to make it difficult for those race favourites, really. Oh boy, another very frustrating moment because Jonas Rutsch is punctured. Oh, it's so frustrating indeed. Moscon's going to wait for him right here because Rutsch really is our best option today. And he is right to the back of this main group, expecting to see a split form out of that cobbled sector. But no, just about we stay here now alongside Yves Lampaert. Just up to the front again, just in time for, of course, the revered Arenberg right now. Let's just sit in 75, that should be fine. You can see visibly how bumpy this sector is. Up the roads, we now have 6 riders at the very front, although losing a few riders right there. And hopefully our riders are able to just stay at the front here without using too much energy. We're going to have to up it to 85, take position to the front, and we're still looking okay, but Barbato also is now gone out the back. So Dylan van Baarle punctures, and we have just had a fall. I think Phil Gilbert is that man from Lotto Soudal who has fallen, sadly for him. Bissegger able to stay to the front. I hoped we could try and get Bissegger to the finish, but sadly doesn't seem that's going to be possible despite this +2 day. Another crash, this time it's Stefan Kung going down, another potential contender, that is for sure. And our guys are really struggling here. Bissegger struggling to stay in this group. We're going to have to up this to 90 even with him. And still, we are getting dropped here due to the tempo at the front. This is absurd stuff at Paris-Roubaix. Right now, this is just so difficult. We have Rutsch and Jacobs left at the front. 70k to go. 4-star sectors left, right and centre. And we're struggling, just dangling to the back of the main group as Van Marker, always unlucky, punctures on this sector. He should get back in, I believe. He's a very strong cobbler, but again, bad luck for him. Okay, Jacobs is now gone alongside the likes of Lampaert. Van Marker struggling to get back in. Stibar, Christoph, Sorenkra, Anderson are also done, whilst Jonas Rutsch is pretty much done here. I don't think we're going to get top 20. Really difficult race with Quickstep powering along on the front, although Kasper Asgreen finally does seem to be tired here. So 55k to go. As you see, Rutsch is literally dangling off the back, and this attack, I think from GVA, is going to be the one to send Jonas Rutsch out the back for good. this year at Paris-Roubaix. It's not going to be a good race for us, as I think Luke Rowe unlucky to puncture. Let's see where we finish and try to see how the race unfolds as well. 25k to go then, and we do have two attackees up the road. Van Marker and Narsen are 45 seconds clear. The rest of the favourites, Sagan, Van Aert and Van der Poel, are just sitting in the main group for now and hoping these guys can be reeled in, but they look pretty good, it must be said. So finally some attacks from the group behind, but here we have Van Marker and Narsen. Probably Narsen the favourite on paper. They're going to hold off the group behind, but Van Marker has more left, and Sepp Van Marker finally wins Paris-Roubaix in his career. In the sprint for third, it's a massive mess, but I think Sagan will just pip the rest of that group. Jonas Rutsch, so far behind, I'm afraid. Wow, that was very disappointing, I think it would be fair to say. Jonas Rutsch, our best finisher, in 24th place. We were nowhere near, and I think this has made it quite clear we need to try and get an elite cobbler going into season 4 if that's possible, but Van Marker finally gets his win. So I was too moody to record this one properly, but we did just win Brabantse Pijl with Vadim Pronsky, so I'll show you the highlights very quickly. Barbato with a lovely lead out in the end after some great work by Gianni Moscon, and it was Vadim Pronsky, a capable sprinter, who took it ahead of Dylan Toons and Valentin Madouas of Facebook Trek. A very nice win. I think that is the young Kazakh's first win for the team as well. Our Giro d'Italia squad then come back from a recon of the final stages, and I really hope this makes an impact with some great race days on those final days of the Giro. So disappointing Paris-Roubaix. I'm going to double it up with the full Ardennes Classics in this episode as well. So hopefully it's going to be a good episode still, with Amstel goals, La Fleche, and then of course Liege-Bastogne-Liege coming up. And we have the same team for the 3 races. So taking a look at our squads, we are going to be led by Gianni Moscon and Giulio Ciccone, but we also have the likes of Vadim Pronsky, clearly in great form, also Davide Barbato, Matteo Fabro, Kevin Vermarker, and Milano Sanremo winner Alessandro Covi. Well, we were lucky in Milano Sanremo with Covi, but today is the arrival of Kevin Vermarker, the young American puncher. 81 hill on the day and some beautiful attributes. He's going to be our leader. Let's see what he can do. And I did decide to throw someone in the breakaway actually, and that man is Davide Barbato on brilliant form. He could challenge for a top 10 in his own right if he was leader today. 77 hill. So let's see what he can do from the breakaway. I cannot lie, I'm feeling absolutely brilliant about this race right now. Barbato in the break, able to drop back and help out Vermarker later on, and I do believe Vermarker has just hit his fitness peak as well, so hopefully in the Fleche and Liège as well Vermarker will be in great form. So Tom Pidcock and Michael Matthews really open up the race here by attacking very early on. 75k still to go, and these guys could definitely win the race, so that is a big move. This race has exploded right now. We have 35 riders in the front group, the likes of Conrad, Bettiol, Baggioli, Cosnefra, caught behind Dylan Toons, Bauke Mollema. I think we also have Tadej Pogacar in this group, and I'm relaying in the peloton right now to try and keep these guys behind and make it as difficult as possible. Tom Pidcock will be regressing that attack because he's dropped straight out the back, and we're keeping the tempo as high as possible. 95. Barbato also in this group now, caught from the breakaway, which is pretty much non-existent. They're about to be caught too. So just to illustrate the riders that are behind here, we have Quieto also behind, as well as Fulsang, also Lutsenko, Pogacar, like I mentioned, in groups, caught behind. I think there was a crash at some point too. Almeida is to the back of the main peloton, and we are not slowing down. Covi and Barbato pacing really hard on the front. And I mean, when you see riders like Almeida just dropped due to the tempo, you know this is a really difficult race. Lampert is going out the back as well over this climb as we approach the Kreuzberg next. Barbato and Covi are done as well. Großschartner gone, Dan Martin is struggling. We have 17 riders at the front now. Ciccone is relaying. Vermarker still looking pretty good, to be fair. He can try and sit up a little bit, and we still have plenty of difficulties up next. This is a great race so far. I think we have Peter Sagan right now working for Mark Hirschi. Sagan doing his work for the team. Vermarker needs to come to the front right here. We're not in a good position at all. Let's try and get there immediately just to make sure we can react if any attacks go off the front. But it seems everything will stay together on this climb for now. Let's take position here, but there you go. Van Aert is on the attack. Alaphilippe, we have Hershey as well. Let's try and jump in their wheel actually with Kevin Vermarker, but oh boy, we cannot do that. We're in a group with Woods and Van der Poel. Hopefully Matthew Van der Poel can bring us back to those guys, as Woods is gone as well, and Matthew Van der Poel is our hero because we have 6 riders at the front right now, and Vermarker is with the elites, guys. What a ride this is by the American. Adam Yates trying to bridge, but I think it could be these guys to the line. And as we see, Moscon's group behind are just done. Roglic is here, trying to get these guys in, but I think Vermarker is here for good, and we have secured a top 6 at least. Let's sit in. We're not the favourite. Let's not pull with these guys. We still have hills coming up. This is so difficult. Up next then we do have the infamous Kalberg. I'm coming to the front of this group. I'm expecting attacks straight away, and there they are. We have the likes of Schachmann, Hershey and Alaphilippe trying to go up the roads. I will jump in Mark Hershey's wheel with Kevin Vermarker again. We can play the card. We're not the favourite. We don't need to follow Schachmann immediately, and we're able to stay in this group still. We have a minute's lead on everyone else, so we don't need to relay at all. I am not doing any work in this group as we have the final climb up the Kalberg. Pretty much the final effort now. And to be fair to these guys, they're pulling so hard. We have a massive gap to the group behind already, but let's focus on this group for sure. We do have a short climb right here. Don't know how to say it, but we're going to try and make sure we stay to the front. So I'll pull actually at maybe 65 just to make, or 70. Let's make sure we're staying here and try to react should these guys try anything. Not sure if we're going to try anything ourselves. In fact, do I do it? 11k to go. Kevin Vermarker on the right hand side of the road trying a little move here at the Amstel Gold Race, but all these guys stay together. Let's sit up again. That was probably a bad idea, but here we go. Alaphilippe trying to follow Wout van Aert, and Wout van Aert is time trialing away. I'm going to try and jump to his wheel with Kevin Vermarker, and I'm playing this terribly, I can feel it, but we've got to Wout van Aert. We've dragged this group back in. We're pretty much done now. That was a terrible play by me for sure. We have 2.5 minutes to the group behind. We're sitting in to the line and trying to recover before the final ascent of the Kalberg. And I can see Maxi Schachmann is struggling right now. Van der Poel and Van Aert, I must say, look so strong. They should probably be trying to get away before this final climb, because Hershey and Alaphilippe are going to be so difficult to beat. We're the underdog in this group. I'm happy with this race already, even if we come last of this group. So now 4k to go, 3k to go. Let's try and move up a little bit with Kevin Vermarker on this descent into the Kalberg, and we do come to the front of this group. We'll follow Van der Poel, and Van der Poel is struggling. I'm going to follow Wout van Aert here into the final kilometre. In fact, let's go 99. There goes Alaphilippe sprinting for the line. Hershey too. Vermarker slow to react. Can we come through at all here? Doesn't seem so. Alaphilippe too punchy for these guys. He is going to win the Amstel Gold Race ahead of Hershey. Vermarker will settle for 5th place ahead of Van der Poel behind Maxi Schachmann. But what a race that was. Brilliant race, and we have seen what Vermarker is capable of today, as Moscon will come in the group behind. I cannot lie to you, I absolutely love that race. We really set it up to be difficult quite early on, and Vermarker got into an elite group right there. I mean, every name here is a massive name for sure. Alaphilippe too strong on the final climb. Could have tried something different, but a great day out for the 21-year-olds here. So we have now swung over to La Fleche, and can't lie, a little more disappointed today with the race day conditions. Fabro and Pronsky alongside Vermarker, maybe our leaders, although Dylan Toons has just fallen here. And I also noticed that, again, Wout van Aert on the podium at the Amstel Gold Race, but cannot get that win. And I did throw Covi into the breakaway just to see what happens. Hopefully he can help us later in the race. Oh boy, it gets worse because Vermarker has fallen right here. He's going to have to make a big effort to get back in, and I'm not going to drop anyone. He should get in on this climb though. Another fall for one of our big riders, and this time it's Gianni Moscon who falls alongside George Bennett, so hopefully he can help us get back in, but not a good start here. So the breakaway are approaching the final 50k, and they are also approaching the feared Murderhoy, of course, reaching absolutely absurd percentages right here, up to 18%. We only have 2 minutes back to the main group, to be fair, so no chance for the breakaway to take a surprise win. So the second ascent is taking place. Evenepoel to the front. Same with Bookman, Delgado, Cosnefroid as well. This time it's a much harder pace than the first time. So we're upping our guys just to 90 for a little bit, just to make sure we stay to the front. We could well see some pretty big splits start to form. I'm even going to relay on the front, you know, at maybe 90. The rest of our guys can all sit up in this group. We have 53 now in the front group as Valverde, the king of this race, of course, so many times, is now gone out the back. Quickly, this group is getting thinned out much further as Brandon McNulty actually trying to push away on the front. We're way too far back with just 12k to go. Let's try and move up immediately if we can do that. And that is exactly what we've been able to do with Giulio Ciccone. He can go up to 95 here, trying to just control things really on the front, and this is perfect because no one is trying any attacks. And as my light goes off, it comes back on, but Ciccone is done right here. De Plus is now setting a rhythm on the front. I think Fabro is probably our man for the day, as more riders out the back, the likes of Joao Almeida. I think Pronsky is a better sprinter though. I'm not sure how much it's going to matter today though. This is difficult. I think Pronsky is going to have to take the lead here and Fabro follow him into the final. We can use our gels. Big attack taking place. It was David Gaudu, the man to attack. Sorry about those kind of strange moments right there. But anyhow, Fabro up to 90 as we approach the Murderhoy. Let's try and go 99 with Pronsky. Fabro on his wheel. Maybe I've put the wrong guy on his wheel here. This is going to be so difficult for both of them. Can't see us getting any kind of result, sadly. We're just getting dropped by all of these guys. Let's see who takes the win. No surprises. It's going to be Matthew van der Poel taking it, stealing it from Julian Alaphilippe in the final. Formolo will be third. Disappointing result here for sure for us today. We're not really going to be anywhere, probably outside the top 10 even. Well then, has to be said, a little disappointing here today in Belgium. Hopefully we'll be in a little better form for Liège. We are away then here for Liege-Bastogne-Liege, the second monument of the episodes right now. And I've tried to go in the breakaway with Matteo Fabro. He's on a +3 day here, so would be quite nice to get him in this front group. And if we check back to the peloton, Vermarker again with a +5 day. Love to see it. The breakaway is let up the roads early by the main group, and it is a pretty strong group in the breakaway, to be fair. The likes of Fernandez, a good rider, Gesper as well, Carl Frederick Hagen is here, Sebastian Berwick as well, a good young Australian rider, so this could be a pretty powerful move. So the riders are now in the final 100 kilometers, and this is where the action is all set to take place. Our guys have conserved pretty well. Let's make sure we're in the perfect position to react to anything going off the front right now in the breakaway with a slender 2-minute leads. Oh boy, a big fall suddenly. Gianni Moscon has fallen. Let's put our guys up to 85 briefly, but Gianni goes down with a few other riders as well. Who is here? We have Fusang, Rudy Millard as well. McNulty has fallen too. Okay, there are some big riders to go down, especially the former winner, Jakob Fusang. So I think it's fair to say that Moscon is really going to be caught behind for the remainder of the race. I hope he can get back on. In fact, I'll put him to pacing at 92 to see if he can on this climb right here. It's a big climb as well in Liège, Bastogne-Liège. The Col de Rosier is up next, but the breakaway is falling apart, led by Matteo Fabro pushing on here. Valverde has fallen, of course, not really going to challenge this season, but Barbato is gone. Milano Sanremo winner Alessandro Covi is gone as well, and our guys starting to struggle quite a lot, and I think it could be time to think about dropping Matteo Fabro back from the breakaway. So let's drop him to maybe 65 pacing. He should be caught fairly shortly, I would imagine, as Jacopo Mosca still presses on, and we have under 45 riders in the peloton. Already dropped today, we have Roglic, T.S. Benoot, I know Tim Wellens is here, Tom Pidcock as well. These guys could have won the race today. Almeida, 79 Hill is out the back, Baggioli too. It's been so selective already, and Fabro is now back to support Kevin Vermarker. And Thibaut Pinot is next to be dropped on the Col de Rosier. Fabio Feline, Narvaez, riders out the back, left, right and centre right now. And have we just seen some big moves? I don't know why that went to 35 right there, but those guys haven't really managed to get any room off the front. It's all going to come back together with 38 riders. Right now we have 4 riders in the main group. The 36-man peloton climb the Col de Maquisard. I don't know if I said that correctly, I hope so, but it is Bauke Mollema pacing on the front. Now Mike Woods, I guess he's working for Alberto Bettiol here. Van der Poel right here as well, and our guys still looking okay, but riders are being shed on every climb right here. The likes of Dumoulin out the back now. Next up for the riders then is maybe one of the biggest climbs of the race, the Côte de la Redoute. A big climb. You can see massive percentages at its maximum, and we don't have too much climbing to do after this, so we're going to try and make some differences here. Fabro is relaying at 93, but for Marker having to go to 93. We're seeing attacks by Schachmann, Mohoric, Van der Poel, Hershey, Gaudu as well. Ciccone is going to be gone here on this climb right now. We're alongside Van Aert and Alaphilippe, so not bad company by any means, but Pronsky can maybe do a little work. Pronsky, worth noting, is feeling excellent right now, and Van der Poel looking to bridge away. We're trying to stay with Alaphilippe. Let's see if we can do that. Van Aert still here, Quieto, Adam Yates that is, and 4 riders push off the front, led by Matthew Van der Poel. And now Pogačar is the next man to go out the back, and that is, for me, one of the biggest surprises so far. I expected him to be there in the final, but Matej Mohoric looking so good for Bahrain, victorious right now. Pronsky is going to have to go 95. We'll just try and get in the wheel of Wout van Aert. I think he should be a pretty safe wheel, but this tempo is absurd. But Pronsky doing a super job for Kevin Vermaerke, and still 17 riders are together. Okay, and suddenly on the next climb we're seeing attacks by Mohoric again. Alaphilippe is following. I went to get some water with Pronsky, but he's not going to get back in, so he is gone for the day. Vermaerke still in need of some water. It's not ideal at all. We're still at the front of the race though, with Mohoric and Alaphilippe. Quieto just closing this gap as well. 22k to go. We need to recover before the final real effort on the day. 13 riders now. 16k to go then in Liege-Bastogne-Liege. It's all going to come down to this. Vermaerke has come to the front, and again, guess who? Matej Mohoric is right here to the front and maybe looking to make a move, but there goes Alaphilippe. I'm trying to cover anything off right now, and here we go. It's Matej Mohoric looking to make a move over this little bump in the roads. Vermaerke still able to follow, and we're looking okay as we approach the final elevation right here, but still 5 riders. Okay, we have some separation. I can't really pull, to be fair. I've used all my reds, and it all comes back together again with 13 riders. I'm going to try and follow Alaphilippe. That may be a deadly move right here, and Alaphilippe makes his bid to win Liege-Bastogne-Liege. Vermaerke cannot follow any longer. We're going 99, literally giving our all, but Alaphilippe has gone clear here. Can I maybe work with these guys? Let's go to try and follow Davide Formolo, but we just have no red left at all. Let's try and relay at 75. We're in a group of 10, but Formolo and Alaphilippe look the favourites right now for sure. We need to work very hard with these guys if we want a chance. And to be fair, that is exactly what I'm going to do, but a 27-second gap up to Formolo and Alaphilippe. We are closing it, but pretty much by ourselves right now. These guys surely need to do some work with me. Matej Mohoric, come through, mates. Come on, we need to pull in, but I think we're fighting for 3rd place, sadly, right now with just 5k to go. We're probably going to have to settle for that. Up the road, Alaphilippe is attacking Davide Formolo. Not going to be our day, sadly, in Liège here, but Vermaerke can try and come to the front of this group for sure. Maybe we can follow Adam Yates and try and get in a good position for the inevitable sprint. Up the road, Alaphilippe is going to take the win. We'll sprint now with Kevin Vermaerke. Alaphilippe wins it in Liège ahead of Formolo. I think he's come second before here in Liège, with Vermaerke going for a place on the podium. Not quite going to be, but a strong performance today by Kevin Vermaerke. 6th place in the end. Could have been more, but it's not too bad. You can give it your best, but when you see this man, he's almost taken the triple, the Ardennes triple, just missing out, remember, on La Flèche, but taking Amstel and Liège. Alaphilippe is unstoppable. Formula came very close today. I feel I could have maybe made it into that front group with Vermaerke, but not to be sadly. 6th place is not too bad, but not the best. And before rounding out this episode, I do want to take a look at how we're getting on in the sponsor objectives. You can see our first failed one was in this episode with Paris-Roubaix, but other than that, we've been superb so far this season. Our sponsor, very happy so far. Also looking at the rankings side of things, we are 2nd behind the Quickstep after Alaphilippe's Ardennes campaign. No surprises there. Super Prestige with 3rd as well, with the Jumbo-Visma ahead of us. In the individual rankings, we have numerous riders right in the top 50, but Wout van Aert still leads ahead of Alaphilippe right there. Anyhow guys, that will do it for this one. I really hope you enjoyed. As always, bit of a strange episode for me. I'm looking forward to the Giro d'Italia very much now, which is coming up, I think, in the episode after the next one. We have Romandy up next, the final preparation race before the Giro d'Italia. I cannot wait for that. I hope you guys are too. Smash that like button if you enjoyed today. Hit that sub button as well if you're new to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.